Dawn breaks over the Golan Heights, and the first rays of sunlight strike a mysterious circle of stones. In this ancient, windswept landscape, a 5,000-year-old enigma lies hidden in plain sight. Locals call it Gilgal Rephaim, the Wheel of Giants, also known as Rugum el-Hiri in Arabic, Stone Heap of the Wildcat. This monument is one of the Middle East's most puzzling ancient sites. What was its true purpose, and why would a prehistoric people haul tens of thousands of stones to build concentric rings in the middle of nowhere? These questions have haunted researchers, and any answer may be astonishing.
From above, Rugum el-Hiri reveals itself as a gigantic bullseye of stone on the barren plateau. On the ground, it looks like a maze of crumbling walls, but only an aerial view unveils the perfect circles of the monument. The structure consists of 5 nested stone rings, the largest stretching about 150 meters across. In all, roughly 42,000 basalt boulders, together weighing over 40,000 tons, were piled here by prehistoric builders. At the center stands a cairn-like mound about 5 meters tall, within which a narrow burial chamber is concealed. Inside that 20-foot-long chamber, one can feel the weight of ages overhead. It's a construction on a scale that would challenge modern engineers, achieved by a prehistoric society armed only with stone tools. For millennia, Rugum el-Hiri escaped notice, its low walls blending into the landscape. Only in 1967 did archaeologists finally spot its concentric pattern from the air. Excavations revealed it was among the oldest and largest structures in the region. For perspective, it is roughly the same age as Stonehenge, though built very differently. Unlike Stonehenge's enormous standing stones, this eastern counterpart was built with countless smaller rocks, a feat of labor and coordination. Even now, Rugum el-Hiri sits in a lonely field, reachable only via rough dirt roads, a fact that adds to its aura of mystery. Theories abound as to who built it and why. Some say a nomadic tribe was responsible, though pulling off such a project would have been daunting for wanderers. Others note that on the solstices, the rising sun aligns with openings in the rings, hinting at an ancient calendar or astronomical observatory. Each idea is compelling, but evidence remains scarce. It's an enigmatic site. We have bits of information, but not the whole picture, admits Uri Berger, an Israeli archaeologist who has studied Rugum el-Hiri. No one knows who actually built it. No inscriptions or definitive clues have surfaced. A few pottery shards and flint tools found on site suggest the earliest construction around 3500 BCE, with additions over subsequent centuries. Was it a ceremonial center for rituals, a communal gathering place? For now, we can only speculate. After all, we are peering 5 millennia into the past, trying to decipher the intentions of a culture that left no written records. For decades, one explanation reigned. Rugum el-Hiri was an ancient celestial observatory. The solstice alignments seemed to support the idea of Bronze Age sky watchers marking the seasons. Imagine priests or chieftains standing among these stones at dawn on Midsummer's Day, watching the sun rise perfectly through the gaps. It's a vivid image. However, in 2024, a startling discovery upended this theory. Scientists were stunned to discover that the ground beneath Rugum el-Hiri is slowly, relentlessly shifting. Earth's crust in this region moves about 815 millimeters per year, enough to slide the entire monument tens of meters over thousands of years. In other words, the stone rings today are not exactly where they stood when they were first built. If the walls and entrances are no longer in their original positions, those neat celestial alignments could be misleading. After reconstructing the prehistoric sky, researchers concluded that the current orientation of the radial walls and entrances was not the same as 4000–2000 BC, and the speculation that they were aligned with celestial bodies of the past are not supported. In plain terms, Rugum el-Hiri was likely not built as an observatory. A popular theory turned out to be a red herring, and the monument's true purpose is an open question once again. Adding to the intrigue, Rujm El Hiri was not an isolated creation. Across the plateau, archaeologists have found many related sites, other circular enclosures, long stone walls, and dozens of burial mounds in the vicinity. The Wheel of Giants was evidently part of a larger prehistoric network, and when researchers opened the central tomb, they found no human remains, only gold jewelry. Perhaps it was looted long ago, or perhaps it was meant as a symbolic tomb. Either way, this discovery only adds to the mystery. Modern science has answered what Rujm El Hiri was not, but not what it was. Was it a temple under the open sky? A gigantic calendar for the seasons? Or something we have yet to imagine? We may never know for sure, but the quest for answers is part of the thrill. Like all great enigmas, Rujm El Hiri invites us to step into its builder's shoes and imagine their world. It also reminds us how much we still have to learn about those distant ancestors. In the golden light of dusk, the stone circles cast long shadows across the Golan Heights. One can almost see figures from 5 millennia ago moving among the rings, watching the skies above. Today, the stones remain, weathered but resolute, refusing to surrender their story. The true purpose of these stone circles endures as a 5,000-year-old mystery, an ancient secret waiting patiently for the day it is finally revealed. The stone circles of the Golan Heights have baffled researchers for millennia, enigmatic, immense, and still resisting clear explanation. But just when you think the ancient world has revealed its strangest secrets, a discovery high in the mountains challenges everything. Scientists have just uncovered a prehistoric megastructure unlike anything you've heard of, hidden in plain sight. Human history holds enigmatic artifacts and sites that challenge our understanding. 3 persistent mysteries are the Tully papyrus, Rujm El Hiri, and the nomoli figurines, each requiring interdisciplinary investigation. Examining them demands critical thinking, distinguishing evidence from speculation. This video explores these mysteries, outlining known details, debates, and current scientific knowledge. The Tully papyrus, a controversial document purportedly describing ancient Egyptian aerial phenomena, has fueled UFO discussions, but its authenticity is contested. Italian archaeologist Alberto Tully supposedly copied it in Cairo in the 1930s. The claim gained attention in 1953. Italian Fortean Boris de Rachiviltz later claimed to have found a fragment among Tully's papers, asserting it described flying saucers during Thutmose III's reign, 1479 to 1425 BC. Rachiviltz later admitted he never saw the original, and his translation was based on Tully's notes from 1934. The original papyrus remains unfound, hindering verification. The transcription describes a circle of fire or fiery disk observed by scribes. It was headless, foul-smelling, large, silent, and confused the pharaoh. Days later, more appeared, brighter than the sun, followed by fish, or fish and volatiles, falling from the sky. This unprecedented event was recorded. While some see alien visits, its dramatic nature and the rain of fish resemble Fortean literature, suggesting potential fabrication. Scholars largely dismiss its authenticity due to a lack of evidence and provenance. No records exist outside UFO literature, and the Vatican Museum has no record. It's absent from historical records before the mid-20th century. Rachiviltz's changing accounts are doubtful. Critics suggest misinterpreting natural phenomena like comets. Its emergence coincided with UFO interest, raising suspicion of forgery. The rain of fish is also suspicious. Samuel Rosenberg suggested plagiarism from Ezekiel. Ufologists called it a hoax. Theory suggests copying from a 1927 grammar book. Rachiviltz's later admission of never seeing the original and Thayer's falsification further undermine it. Arguments for authenticity are weak, relying on initial claims and a report of initial belief by an Egyptologist who later suggested a meteorite. The Tully papyrus seems a modern enigma, not ancient. Lack of the original, conflicting accounts, potential misinterpretation, and signs of a hoax point to its dubious nature. Mainstream scholarship dismisses it as lacking credible support. Rujum el-Hiri in the Golan Heights is a large, circular megalithic structure with enigmatic origins. It's built from roughly 40,000 tons of basalt in 5 to 9 concentric circles around a central 4.6-meter mound. Walls are 1 to 2.5 meters high, with a 150 to 160-meter outer diameter. It has 2 main entrances and connecting radial walls. Its pattern was revealed after the Six-Day War. Consensus dates it to the early Bronze Age II, 3000 to 2700 BC, via OSL dating, though some suggest an earlier Chalcolithic origin, around 3500 BC. Evidence points to multiple construction phases between 5000 and 2200 BC, with the central cairn possibly a later burial site in the Late Bronze Age. Few remains linked to initial construction, just some early Bronze Age pottery. A looted tomb contained later jewelry and weapons. A Chalcolithic pin hints at earlier origins. Recent research shows significant landscape movement since construction, including rotation, making current astronomical alignments likely unintended. Nearby prehistoric structures suggest Rujum el-Hiri was part of a larger complex. Heiries include a ceremonial center, ancient calendar, challenged by geodynamic shifts, burial ground, later use, excarnation site, or a giant agricultural calendar. Its primary function remains unclear. He builders are uncertain, likely from the early Bronze Age II, 3000 to 2700 BC. The Hebrew name, Wheel of Giants, links it to biblical giants. The area had a dense Chalcolithic population. Its construction required significant labor, suggesting a well-organized society in the Levant. A study using satellite imagery and geomagnetic analysis showed substantial geodynamic movement in the Golan Heights over 150 million years, including rotation where Rujum el-Hiri is located. This challenges the theory of intentional alignment with celestial events during its construction, 3500 to 2500 BC. The original orientation would have been different, making current alignments irrelevant. While it doubts the observatory theory based on current alignments, other symbolic or functional purposes remain possible. Nomoli figurines are intricately carved stone statues found mainly in Sierra Leone and Liberia, with mysterious origins and significance. Typically small, 3 to 7 inches, made of soapstone, limestone, or granite. They often have large heads, striking eyes, broad noses, and full lips. Some depict humans, others human-animal hybrids or warriors. Common postures include crouching or kneeling. Locals, mainly farmers, often find them buried without clear archaeological context. Deeper finds are usually better preserved. Precise dating is difficult. Estimates range from hundreds to potentially tens of thousands of years. European records date to the 15th century. Stylistic comparisons suggest a possible origin around the 7th or 8th century AD. Some evidence hints at creation before the 15th century. Extreme claims suggest dates as early as 15,000 to 19,000 BC, sometimes linked to ancient giants or extraterrestrial contact, but these are generally doubted by scholars due to technological timelines. They are culturally significant in Sierra Leone and Liberia. Some believe they were made by gods or represent ancestral spirits. The Mende revere them as rice gods. Some tribes use them as oracles. Legends link them to banished angels or powerful figures in secret societies. Many believe they bring good luck and protection, placing them in shrines or fields. They are even used in oath-taking ceremonies. Archaeologists attempt to place them in West African history. Some suggest the Sapes, who lived in the region before the Mende, created them. Similarities to Sudanese ancestral figures support the ancestor representation theory. They are among Sierra Leone's earliest art forms. Their uniqueness suggests they might be remnants of a lost empire, predating current inhabitants. One theory suggests they were imitations of earlier Sudanese clay figures. Depictions with weapons might symbolize power. Curator Frederick Lamp linked them to the Temne culture, disrupted by the Mende invasion in the mid-1500s. Their association with agriculture suggests use in fertility rites. Their precise context remains a puzzle. The Tully papyrus, Rujum el-Hiri, and the nomoli figurines offer unique insights into the past, highlighting ancient achievements and persistent questions. While science and history provide valuable knowledge, uncertainties remain. The Tully papyrus is likely not an authentic ancient Egyptian record. Rujum el-Hiri's purpose is still debated, with recent findings challenging previous theories. The nomoli figurines' origins and cultural significance remain largely unknown. These cases emphasize critical thinking, evidence evaluation, and ongoing research. As new discoveries and techniques emerge, our understanding of these and other ancient mysteries will continue to evolve.